Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions, season number 3, baby. um, when this episode comes out, it'll be October 20th. But I really wanted to get this out now because here's the thing. If you remember about the reason why this thesis was conceived in the first place, you would probably know the context of why I'm doing this episode. So, I'm not gonna lie, I still think it's hard to talk about it. And it's been like 2 years since I decided that I wanted to be an idiot and talk about a part of the past that, I still don't understand why it happened the way it happened. And so I was writing like a story. It was more a spur of the moment thing, but I was writing something like I was writing a piece that I would probably use for the screenplay or the series treatment that I'm working on. And I think I've probably made the best retrospective of it 2 years on. And I was actually like trying to think of it like as if I'm talking to somebody, and I can't talk to Chai right now because he's blocked me, and I wish that he would unblock me, but I'll probably just keep pestering him about it. But anyway, I was thinking about just this desire to hide, and I mean the defense is still months away from happening. But of course, I can't be complacent. I have to complete, and I still haven't done that. But anyway, I decided that I would do the story like to explore what it feels to like hide, like, because the thing is, and the reason why I never really promote much of my stuff, aside from the fact that I'm lazy, is I am scared of being seen. Like, I mean, technically, a lot of people know who I am already. No thanks to this, no thanks to my music, no thanks to my written work. But I still have that desire to just really hide from the rest of the world. And it's been ramping up a lot lately. Like, in the thesis, I really didn't want to talk about it. I mean, I just want to, like, do my own thing, work on the data collection and whatnot. And I just feel like I'm safe in that that coop, I would say, because I don't have to be judged, or I don't have to be pretending someone that I'm not, or I don't have I don't have to hide who I am. And I thought to myself, just, um, just that thesis defense and like having all these new people knowing about like the most fucked up thing that happened in my life, and they don't even know the guy. Like, what? Am I just crazy, or am I just a borderline idiot? That's what they would probably think. But this is a thesis that's like 2 years in the making, people. Like, it's not easy to just say, "Oh, I'm healed. I can tell a story to so many other people in the whole fucking world." No. Um, I wish it was. I really, 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 really wish it was. Unfortunately, I still don't understand so many things. I just think, like, all like the news stories about people being sexually assaulted. Um, they always feel so intensely about it. Like they cry, their hands shake, or their voice trembles as they recount that story. But me, that is unfortunately not the case, and it happened right here in this very room that I am shooting this episode right now. I remember it vividly. But the thing is, I don't remember the exact date of which it happened. I just remember it happening when I was a teenager. And it's hard to still talk about it, like, even though you don't feel as much, it's still hard to like grasp that reality of that delayed processing of things. And the reason why I wanted to do this thesis is to find answers. Why am I experiencing stuff like, why am I experiencing a reaction so intense long after the traumatic event has happened? Turns out I have post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, it's not that I don't want to be treated, but I just want to know more. And like how that diagnosis links to just the healing process itself. It's never easy. I honestly wish people understand how easy it is to just ignore that there is a process that has to be done by the person that was basically violated. And like, do you really think it's that easy to just say, "Oh, I'm healed. Oh, I can do this defense. Oh, I can find people that would participate in the interview"? And like, as somebody who has experienced trauma herself in her life, and I want to talk about, I want to talk to people that, are, I wouldn't say forced to relive, but they actively hear so many stories of the same nature as I am. Like, imagine if I had an interview with them, or rather the other way around, me being interviewed by them. And you're you're feeling just disconnected from that reality of yours. You know, like it just, I can't really find the words to describe that emotion and that yearning to find answers, because the question is, I mean, the question is for me, um what can we do to, I wouldn't say make them feel a little better, because they are trying to do that. They're trying to be empathetic. How can we support them? You know, like, how can we make them feel comforted in like a situation where, you know, their vulnerability is exposed. It's not that easy to think about you're experienced when you're experiencing a horrible situation, and then somebody just approaches you and they say, hi, I'm from the media, can I interview you about this and that? And the person is still feeling like really intensely about it, and sometimes people would just give them space. Sometimes people would like try to pry further. And it's such an ethical and actually very important issue that I think we should have. But the difference, like, when I heard my juniors wanted to talk about the topic as well, and I felt so happy, but at the same time I was just like, no, why? Because the reason for that is literally so personal. I don't think anyone would understand at all. Like, people, you should thank your fucking lucky stars that someone didn't violate you like that. Like, thank your guardian angels, please. Cause the aftermath of that is just so, it's cloudy and it's messy, and it's like a roller coaster with a lot of those drops, and then the rises and the drops, and then further drops until you're basically like on rock bottom. That's how it feels. Um, like, it makes you think of that alternate reality where you're you're just living your happy life. You weren't abused, you weren't assaulted, you weren't raped, for God's sake. It makes you think. Um and I wish many people just, you know, like, understood that extent of the situation, and just how hard it is to learn. Like, I remember at first, like, when I submitted that article, I said it was sexual harassment because I didn't know the difference. I thought harassment was just, I thought harassment was that. I mean, I'm not gonna describe the graphic details of this particular encounter, but I thought it was just sexual harassment. Am I an idiot for thinking that? Probably now. probably I would have called myself an idiot. I probably called myself an idiot. But the thing is, that was just my understanding at the time. I did not know. I wasn't aware of the difference between harassment, sexual abuse, and sexual assault. What happened to me was the third one. I don't think it counts as abuse. It's like somebody was almost trying to fucking rape me, you know? God. And, and having to recount that so many times, and especially recounting that story in front of these people that I barely know of. And I'm just thinking, what the hell am I thinking? But at the same time, I really want to find the reason behind that and just to heal, basically. Like I said, healing is like thesis writing. You start with a question, and then the journey to answering that question is that whole process of healing, really. And you know, like so many survivors. But here's the thing, I wouldn't call myself a survivor because that feels so definitive, you know. It feels like it is the end of something. I don't think it's ended for me. Sure, like the encounter itself has ended, but the process of understanding that is not done. I don't think I am ever gonna be done with it. And it comes in just so many layers that I'm just thinking, what the hell are we supposed to heal from? Really? What the hell are we supposed to heal from if we've gone through such a horrible experience? Like, is it the aftermath? Is it gonna be people judging you? Whether you asked for it or not, or whether you feel about it in a certain way or not, or whether you even did something about it. There are a lot of people, I mean, there are a lot of ways people could get judged on in this particular circumstance. And another thing that I really don't understand is why people react with just anger. I mean, I get it. The anger is an emotion because you care for somebody, you know, and when they did something bad to you, it makes you pissed. But I'm not. I mean, at first I did, but what I just really wanted was to really to have somebody that could understand, really. Just be in the moment and listen and offer support. I mean, it's not easy for the person to process that they have been assaulted, you know. It wasn't easy for me. I mean, it is still not easy for me to process that whole thing at all. Like, I really, really, I really, really wish it was. like, if you think about it in retrospect, there are so many things that you wish didn't happen, but unfortunately for us, we have to deal with picking up the pieces, you know. And that's why I was feeling rather strongly about all these people leaving my thesis team. Because it's not easy for people to disclose what happened to them because they fear they won't be believed. That's the first thing. It's always that fear that no one wants to believe them because people are so judgmental. People are just shit, you know? People are shit. I am not gonna lie about that, and I'm not gonna try to lie about that because people are shit, and I've experienced that firsthand. You know, so just imagine how awful it is to just pick up the pieces and try to like mend it back together. Like all these people leaving represent that feeling I have, that I just think to myself, oh, they're not gonna believe what the hell happened. Do you think they do? Because sometimes I have that doubt in the back of my mind, and I wish it goes away somehow. And I wish it was easier to disclose. Even with just that detached feeling from the encounter itself. I wish it was. But I've also thought to myself, I feel a little better talking about it now more than 2 years ago or before that even. Because the article that I submitted 2 years ago was the first time that I ever went to detail, like graphic, minute detail about it. About the whole thing, actually. And in previous cases that I had to disclose, it was because I didn't have a choice. This time, it was my choice to do so. Well, I mean, the reason was rather, like, idealistic and reckless and just out of pure curiosity. But look where we are now. If I hadn't done that, if I didn't take the first step forward and, you know, actively reclaim what was lost, you know, many people are gonna feel the same way. Like, you just really have to take that first step and reclaim your own story, you know? And now, I thought to myself earlier, if mommy was the first person to say that, like, to really hold that gentle space for me to begin that healing process, Chihaya is the person that proved time and again that he's gonna be there supporting me, helping me heal. And a lot of people have been there who witnessed or are witnessing that journey as it goes, and it's never easy, and I wish it was easy to just complete the thesis and say, bam, I'm healed, people. I can finally tell that own story, but no. But you know, when I have their support, when I have people that actively encourage me to, you know, work on that healing journey of mine, when they know how deeply, utterly personal this thesis is, people would I think they would understand why I wanted to do this in the first place. It's not just about me anymore. I want to help people heal too. Whether that be through my music, whether it be through this podcast, whether it be through my written work, creative or not. I just think that this is a journey that should not be done alone. Although yes, you can process it by yourself, sure. But in the end, you're gonna need people that would support you. You're gonna need people that you would feel safe being yourself to. You will need people that will just accept you, basically. Not because of who they are or who you are, but because they care for you and they love you and they really, really want to see you win and achieve so much stuff that, you know, you just once talked to them about, and now you're actually getting to do it yourself. And really, if it hadn't been for mommy, if I hadn't really decided to do it myself, and he wouldn't have like just the absolute grace to accept such a vulnerable work, a deeply personal work, I wouldn't be here. And I'm honestly just thankful to so many people that have been there, whether they were here for a short time or a long time. I wouldn't say I would hope for them to be here longer if they serve their purpose. I understand, but then and now, then I wouldn't say I wasn't a somebody. I was obviously a somebody, but I was scared of a lot of things. I was scared to take up space, basically. And now I am still I'm still scared of taking up space, but I feel a little better about it. You know, I feel a little better about stepping up, becoming a leader, and actively participating in the journey of healing yourself. And that's it for this week's episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions. And I hope you enjoyed this very deeply personal episode. And I'll see you next time.